Hey guys, I have shown my 6-hour P365 in dozens of videos over the last 4 years that I've owned this. This has been my daily carry. Everything is empty right now. Magazine's empty. I typically carry it with the 12-round magazine. But for the video, I'm going to remove all the ammo away. And the holster that I've carried pretty much the entire time in this is a Tulster Profile. And then I added the sidekick to it, which is also from Tulster. And then I added the DCC monoblock clip, which I bought from Tulster. You can get these other places as well, but this setup has worked very, very well for me. I've had dozens, if not hundreds of different types of holsters for different guns. And I know everybody's body shape and where you carry. I carry appendix, but this setup right here has been just absolutely perfect for me. But I picked up this Shield Plus last month and knew that I was going to need a holster for it as well. And just so everybody knows, it is empty. Magazine is empty. And Tulster has had holsters with optic cuts on them for a few years now. They had the Oath, which I reviewed that again 2 or 3 years ago probably. But they just recently came out with a version of the Profile called the Profile Plus. So anyways, I reached out to Tulster, told them I just got a Shield Plus, and then they've sent me over the new Profile Plus to try out with it. Show you guys a real quick unboxing here, if I can get that tab. There we go. The holster itself. And that is everything. So it's a product guide. And they usually send me some swag. Like in the past, I've got the Contour shirt. They've sent me hats before, but nothing extra on this one. So one of the things that I really like about the Profile is just the overall size or footprint of it. I've showed in previous videos that you can take this inside the waistband holster for a P365 and literally slide it inside of another inside the waistband holster for a P365. They just don't use any extra materials. The trigger guard literally sits right on this channel right here. The end of the muzzle is literally right at the edge there. I've had other holsters where it'll come down. The material of the holster will come down an inch or two below where the end of your muzzle is. This thing is just so slim and just basically fits your body so well. So now with the Profile Plus, they've tried doing basically the exact same thing as the Profile, keeping everything as small of a package as what it takes, but then obviously giving you the cutout here for your optic. Show you guys some close-ups here of everything. And again, this one does have the DCC monoblock metal clip on it. It's the clip that I prefer to run. If they come with plastic ones, I always buy one of these. They're like $5 or something, and replace it with this. I love these clips. It is 0.08 Kydex. See, it's labeled there for what it is. Let's get the pistol in. We'll see how it fits right out of the package. It does have adjustable retention right there if we need to change what it is, but let's just see how everything fits. Real positive snap. Again, I'll just check it right out. It's in there pretty snug. Let's see if it comes out easily though. I might need to adjust it a little bit here in a bit, but this is what it looks like with the gun in there with an optic on it. Again, so I don't know the exact dimensions of this optic here, but we still have a little more room that you could put something even larger than this in here. Just kind of go over everything here and tell you some of the features about it. So first thing is the trigger guard area. So they take this material and they bring it up in front here. Some manufacturers will have this to where it comes over this way before it comes up. Well, having this nice undercut allows you to get your 3 fingers on there all the way up, basically into your grip position as you draw. So you're already in the spot you should be in. And again, imagine if this had extra material coming out here, you would be gripping here and then have to change your grip once you draw out. I mentioned that DCC monoblock clip, but if you don't like metal clips, or maybe you don't like how it makes your belt look, because it does mar them up a little bit, you can just get pretty much almost any plastic clips and they will fit right on there. It doesn't even have to be Tulster necessarily, but they have them cheap if you want a replacement one from them. You can change that out, or you can even run soft loops. So you just pull these 2 screws out here and then run soft loops in through it. And it only takes a minute to swap that stuff out. I mentioned earlier that it has adjustable retention. I am going to change that just a touch, loosening it just a little bit. I always use the sweat shield here as I draw. Yeah, that's going to be a whole lot better already. Just that little quarter turn. And we'll make sure that it still stays in there fine. So it was just a touch tight for me coming out of the box there, but now it's just how I prefer it. Going back to the clip again, it does have adjustable cant from 0 to 30 degrees. I tend to run mine a little bit straighter. You can see that there's some of the hole exposed, and there's not there. It's not quite full 0 degrees, but it's pretty close to that. I carry appendix, and I like the handle of my gun, or the grip of my gun, to be kind of straight up and down. If you change the cant, what it does is it changes it like this, and it puts my hand in a slightly weirder position for appendix. Maybe for 3 o'clock or something like that, you might want this. But I like to be kind of more up and down. And to change that, it's super easy as well. You're just going to loosen the right side screw if you're looking at it. Just a couple turns usually. And then it'll let you bring this down some. Now you can kind of start to see the hole being exposed. Give it just one more little turn here. I'll probably try it in this spot right here. Another feature of the Profile Plus is that it has this raised sight channel, just in case you are running like taller or suppressor height sights. You won't have any trouble fitting that in there. Kind of see down that way that you can see the front sight through there. But lots of room in there. And even though that's raised and sticks up a little bit, the overall footprint again is super, super tiny. And they're able to do that again by kind of using your handguard almost as part of the holster. You can see how that's exposed there. And so they design it to where it basically comes right with your handguard. So they're able to make things so small here. The Profile Plus has a full-length sweat shield, and you can see that it is cut perfectly. I've had dozens of holsters that claim that they have full sweat shields, and then they stop it right there, and you got an inch of your slide that's actually up against you. So this was the contour. This was an outside the waistband by Tulster, and they stopped the sweat shield there. And I know it's different when you have an outside the waistband versus inside the waistband. Like, it technically shouldn't be touching you much, but if I go like without a t-shirt, this definitely still rubs up against me, and it can rust your slide, and depending on how rough that is, that can get like, hard on your skin. So yeah, I definitely appreciate that full sweat shield. Looking over the holster itself, everything is basically rounded and smooth. I've actually watched videos from Tulster on their manufacturing process, and it's incredible how much stuff they do by hand there. They're based out of Oklahoma, if I remember right. But yeah, just all the stuff, like they buff everything, cut everything, form everything. Pretty much most everything's done by hand. So you're not going to have like any sharp edges anywhere, or creating hot spots where something's going to dig into you. So the two like must-haves on a good holster is It has to have really good retention. I like it to have adjustable retention, but it doesn't have to as long as it has really good retention. And this Profile Plus, I've showed this multiple times already, but like that thing is not moving at all. Great retention. Second thing is the trigger guard area has to be completely covered. I've had holsters where there's big giant gaps right here, and you can almost see the trigger. Tulster does an amazing job with their holsters that you can look everywhere around and there is nothing exposed. You never have to worry about like tucking a shirt in and like the material of the shirt getting down there, and then you were to like pull your shirt or something. Never have to worry about that with their holsters. Excellent job. And the third thing that I just personally like is that full sweat shield. So this is definitely going to be a winner for me. It's got all the things that I like. Show you guys kind of what this looks like on. I'm purposely wearing a lighter colored shirt just to show you that there is no printing at all. Even if I pull my shirt like right up against me, the only thing you might see is the buckle on my belt. But as far as the gun, there's basically nothing from the side. There's zero printing with these profile holsters. Really, really good. And again, plenty of room to get your hand in here. Again, the full grip and then right out. And hopefully you can see basically that undercut and where the ride position is of that clip, that there's still plenty of room to get those fingers right through there for a really fast draw. But you can see that the holster stays on the belt perfectly fine with every draw. So hopefully seeing the holster on me gives you an idea of concealability, and also seeing me draw shows you how secure it is on the belt. I really like these DCC monoblock clips. The plastic clips do well as well, and I wore soft loops for like 2 years. But you know, always looking for something better. I like these. I've even bought extras of these from Tulster for any other holsters that I might have, you know, before I started carrying Tulster. Like I said before, I think they're like $5 or so. And it's two separate pieces of metal here. And that right there is what grabs onto the underside of your belt. But because it's two individual ones, it still allows for a little bit of movement, which is nice when you're sitting. I am probably going to have to order myself one of these sidekicks for the Profile Plus. I really like these. I actually have a couple others already of the sidekicks, but they're both the taller ones, and I kind of prefer the shorter one. The taller one kind of is designed for larger guns, and when you put it on a small gun, it kind of pushes it into you a little bit too much. And I don't know how well this will show up here, but this is a short one that's on here now. And as far as the length, they're the same length, but when you set this down, you can see that it's significantly higher, and your belt goes across this and it pushes the grip into you. And the higher this is, the harder it pushes in. But I've done a full video on these and how to mount them and all that stuff. But basically you use like adhesive, and then there's like these little pads in here, and it just kind of mounts along the edge of that. So it kind of end up looking like that. So this is not a long-term review on the Profile Plus, but it kind of doesn't have to be because I've been carrying the Profile for 4 years and I'm very familiar with their products. Definitely recommend Tulster. But I wanted to let you guys know about the Profile Plus because they just introduced it, I don't know, just a couple months ago, I think. So you might be asking yourself, well, if they already made the Oath, which had the optic cut, why would they make the Profile Plus? I don't know the answer to that. I can tell you that already I like the Profile Plus a lot better than what I like the Oath. I had the Oath for the P365, and I don't have an optic on that one. But this only has a straight, it's like skinny metal clip. This one does come with this claw. It is removable, but it's significantly wider. Just again, the overall footprint is way bigger. This one only had like a half sweat shield on the back as well. I prefer that full sweat shield, but they're both great. I just prefer the Profile Plus. So, all right, guys, that was just a quick video introducing you to the new Tulster Profile Plus. If you found this video helpful or informative in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.